Hello, and welcome to another episode of FundHub Radio. I'm your host, Lindsay, and today we are joined by Tanya from East Elementary in Cedar City, Utah. Welcome, Tanya.
Thank you. Happy to be here.
We're going to start off by having Tanya tell us a little bit about East Elementary and what makes them unique. So let's start off by, Tanya, you just telling me a little bit about East Elementary, the enrollment, and maybe anything else that might be interesting about East Elementary.
Okay. Well, we are kind of not rural, but we've got about 550 to 580 students, depending on the year. And we are a dual immersion school. We are dual immersion Spanish. And I have been in the PTA for about 7 years. I've been president twice.
Oh, wow.
And this will be my 6th fundraiser with FundHub.
Wow, that's awesome. So you guys have been with us for a while. That's great.
Yeah.
So since you've been with the PTA for so many years, it sounds like at East, were you always involved in like an a-thon style fundraiser? Did you use Get Moving the whole time, or were you guys fundraising differently before using us?
My first year, they had done walkathons forever. So my first year involved in PTA was their last year doing the walkathon, because then I found you guys. And so like with the walkathon, it was probably flat donations or by the laps. I'm not sure.
Gotcha.
But that last year we raised $5,000 and everyone in the school was ecstatic because that was the most we had ever raised.
Gotcha. So you mean like you guys were doing the walkathon and just kind of collecting like cash and checks and doing it that way?
Cash and check, yes.
Gotcha.
So we
Okay.
spend hours every day counting money.
I was just going to ask you, what kind of challenges did you guys have when doing that? And I can definitely see having all those cash and checks, having to deposit and stuff like that. Were there any other challenges that you guys faced when doing it that way without like a platform or online platform?
Not really with the platform challenges that way. Challenges with the run, yes, or the walkathon, but
yeah,
mostly just getting the word out.
Yes,
just
being able to have the reach,
and then just counting money forever.
Yeah, especially like $5,000. Like if every kid brought in like a $10 bill, that's a lot of money to.
And it wasn't as exciting. We didn't have the incentive levels, that kind of
right.
thing. So.
Okay. Well, let's kind of transition then a little bit into your current fundraising event. So what do you guys do now with your Get Moving fundraiser, and maybe some of like the differences and how you guys kind of work with that, along with maybe what your fundraising goal currently is?
Okay. Well, I found Maria Miles, who's my event coach, at PTA convention the year I was president. And it changed our lives. And
I love that.
She said our goal should be $12,000. And I'm like, what? There's no way we can do that, because that's more than double of what we just made.
Right.
But she helped me set up our incentives. She helped me set up the back end. We, started seeing all these benefits from having an online platform.
Yeah.
And we ended up raising $14,000. So
wow.
Like everyone in the school, they're like, can you believe how much we're doing? And it's just gone up from there. So it's been pretty amazing.
That is amazing. Wow. That's crazy to think that like, she's like, oh, just try for 12. And you're like, no way. Yeah. And then you guys ended up doing 14. Sure? That's awesome. That's so cool. So I know you've touched a little bit on the incentives. Were there any like cool incentives that you thought maybe kind of helped drive you to that $14,000 or even higher up based on, the years that you have in past? Anything you want to highlight that maybe some of our listeners and viewers might find unique that you guys do?
Yeah, well, Maria had tons of ideas, and then you can of course scour the internet, but we have an older school, and so we have kind of a scary basement, and I have utilized that every year, and the kids love it. So we did a secret basement tour is what we called it,
I love that.
We've done bingo in the basement, a scavenger hunt in the basement, and this year I'm going to be doing a picnic in the basement. So, I
I
mean,
love that.
and just the kids love the experiences. We've done a cotton candy party and,
Yes.
scavenger hunt at a park next to the school. So we've had some really fun incentives.
I love hearing about different schools that do the different experience-based ones, because I always like think about how, those are the things that stick with you. The little toy that you got, you're going to forget about, but those experience, you're going to be like, "Oh my gosh, remember in 4th grade when we went and had a picnic in the basement of our school?" Like, so I think that that's like really awesome, and that sticks with kids for like their whole lives. Like even me, I remember some fun things from elementary school, so that's awesome. So, what was your favorite part about using Get Moving? Like maybe just highlight some of the features that you think have been really well utilized at East Elementary.
Well, I wish I could just read to you what I wrote down. But the back end has to be like the heart and soul of the fundraiser. And so that's what I loved most about it, because you can organize your fundraiser with it. You can run any kind of report you need. The kids can, or the parents can share the kids' websites. It shows where donations have come from. And
Yes.
we've highlighted that. Like we've had Hawaii and Ireland, Japan, North Korea, Korea.
Yes.
And it's just been super cool to see even the dashboard with the donation meter.
Yeah.
The first year that we had the donation meter and the website, I refreshed like every 5 minutes. I'm like, you guys, like magic. The donation meter just keeps going up. It was cool.
That's so awesome. I love that. And I love when schools highlight the map as well. I think that map is really cool to watch. And it's kind of like a learning thing for kids too. Like, they get to see where the donations are coming from. And so I love that. That's awesome. So I know that we really wanted to have East Elementary on because you guys do a really good job at getting your community involved in your fundraiser. So it's not only your community at East Elementary, but like also like the city and the community that you guys are in. So tell us a little bit about how you guys utilize your community within your school fundraiser.
We ask the firefighters to come. So on the day of the run, we have the firefighters set up and spray the kids. And
I
then
love that.
the next year I wanted the policemen to run with the kids.
Okay.
And just have that community bonding. And so the policemen will come, they'll hold the banners that the kids run through, and then they'll run with them for a lap and then stand on the course and give them high fives. We have a university close by, so we asked their cheerleaders to come, and the kids were dying over their acrobats and stuff because they were doing jumps and stuff for the kids. And then we have the university's mascot also come and give high fives, and the kids love that. We have a local plumbing company that donates the big culverts or tunnels that the kids can crawl through.
Oh, wow.
We have other families donating hay bales for the kids to jump over. So we just have a lot of fun community and free.
Yeah, that's awesome. Yeah. Exactly. You reduce that overhead, so you're not spending money on things for the fundraiser, and you're creating experiences for the kids that they're going to remember without having to utilize a whole lot of extra funds. So that's awesome. So East Elementary is really great, I hear, at promoting upcoming school fundraising events, especially using like social media and getting your school and community involved. What are you posting on social media to get like some of your parents and community involved?
To get the word out, we of course have our big kickoff fundraiser or big kickoff assembly, and we give them the yellow paper. I'm like, take this home. You have to beg your parents to register you. And I start posting on social media, and I will post images from the assembly. I have an in-school donation meter. I post pictures of that. I'll post pictures from last year. I'll post video clips of the assembly, images of our incentives. And I promise you, you are not bugging people, because a lot of parents will never get the flyer you send out. Some parents don't check their emails. Some don't check the remind messages that the principal sends out. Like, you have to hit everything. And if you hit it hard enough, then you'll get them a few times.
Yeah.
And it's just a reminder. And then Maria will always say, okay, it's time to send out this email. And as soon as I send that out, more donations come in. So
that's awesome.
Yeah.
That's really great. I was actually just going to ask you, because we're actually already, I know it's been quick, we're already kind of like getting towards the end of the interview here, but I was actually just about to ask, like, what would be some advice that you would give to maybe some people that are curious about having an a-thon style fundraiser or using Get Moving? And I think a really good piece of advice that you kind of just highlighted is that don't worry about bugging the parents, because honestly, sometimes they need to be bugged. So I think that's one really good piece of advice. Do you have anything else that you would maybe want to give to our any advice that you'd want to give to our listeners or viewers on if they're thinking about having an a-thon style fundraiser?
Yeah, I mean, just think of the kids. Like you said, the things that you remembered when you were little.
Yeah.
What would excite you? What would make you go home and say, Mom, you have to register me. I want to get this prize. And then we also create just tiny little flyers. So at our prize table during the week, when we're giving out prizes, they'll say, my mom hasn't registered me yet. And I'm like, okay, give her this flyer. It has our QR code on there.
Yeah.
Go get registered. I'm sure there's tons of advice I could give you.
Right.
Anyway, listen to your event coach. She will make your fundraiser, like, you will double your amount.
Yeah, just listen to what they're telling you, and they'll set you up for success. Yeah, I think that the personal event coach is one of those things that makes Get Moving super unique. It's just having that single point of contact. So whether it's 7 a.m. or 7 p.m., they'll be able to help you and help you guys have a successful fundraiser. So I agree with that. I think that's a really good point to highlight. Well, we're kind of wrapping up here. So Tanya, I want to thank you very much for joining us today on FundHub Radio. I know that we not only want to thank you, but I know that your whole community at East Elementary wants to thank you as well, because they would not be able to do it without you and the whole parent group there at East Elementary. So thank you so much for joining us today. And I also want to thank our listeners for joining us today on FundHub Radio. We look forward to seeing you next time, and you can be sure to tune in for some more fundraising tips, tricks, and laughs. So thanks again, and we'll see you guys next time.